Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. A couple years ago we reviewed an Aurora Miniatures SD60F, and now we're taking a look at the SD50F. There may be some overlap between the models, so this is going to be more like a product demo, but I'll show you what this ESU Locosound equipped SD50F from Aurora Miniatures looks like out of the box, starting right now. First of all, beautiful box. Nice picture of some locomotives there on the front in the mountains. We're going to lift the top off, lift up like that. And what you have inside is packaging similar to a couple other manufacturers where the locomotive is screwed to a base, you know. And I hear this is a really secure way for the locomotive. Have less issues that way. I know it can be a little annoying sometimes to have to unscrew things, but I hear it really protects the model, so I'm okay with it. But it doesn't matter because it's not my company. But anyway, the top over here pops off. It's like a kind of a sandwich operation here. You remove a couple braces. Then we're going to remove the screws there on the bottom real quick. Now some people ask about the holes in the bottom where the screws are at, and that is, there's plugs included in the packaging so you can plug those holes back up if you wish. That is the only separate part really in the packaging. But let's look at this locomotive here in the front. I'm going to zoom in a little more. So 4 windshield wipers, 4 windshields. As you can see there. There's also a bell hanging off the front, sticking far out from the number boards with a bell bracket. There's headlights, an MU stand, low mounted ditch lights below the anti-climber. There's MU and accessory hoses, brake line hose with silver tipped end there on the snow plow that has the windows for such, and separately applied grab irons on that snow plow as well. There is interior detail as well. Sinclair antenna up top here, and then you see the radiator fan grill there, exhaust with the dustbin hatch right in front of the exhaust that's painted silver on the exhaust area. You see a horn right next to the exhaust area there, and then as we work our way back, you'll see a winterization hatch with a fan showing through the grating and 2 more radiator fans behind that, along with a separately applied grab on the top there. We missed some detail on the side, so I'll go back. You have a little area here for air intake of the dynamic brake fan. It kind of tapers inward. There's a window there as well for the cab. Little porthole window there for crew access to maintenance and the prime mover. You can see the highly detailed trucks with sanding lines, actuators, you name it, it's on those trucks. On the rear, sand filler hatches on both sides, tail light, MU stand, more of the same that we've covered on the front. A kind of white or silver, looks almost white appearance on the safety chain there. And more of the same on this side, except for there's actual brake chains here. Those are not molded, those are free hanging brake chains. You can see some crew access area with safety markings with the yellow so that they can see where the stairs are, both on the front pilot area and the crew access area here, along with reflective striping on the side for this locomotive number 5432. I believe it's post FRA era for this. Then we're back to the front of this Canadian National locomotive. So with that said, let's do some operational testing. One thing I didn't see in the box was a manual, so we're going to just kind of wing it here based on what we know with ESU, which is F8 for Start up. As you can see there, it started up. Got lit number boards, headlights and ditch lights there. Here's the bell. Horn. Sounds pretty good there. 3. Sounds like coupler clank to me. Again, we're flying blind. 4. Not seeing anything with that. 5. It's your classification lights. You can see every time you turn on, it changes the location of the class light and the color. Looks like 2 there, and you'll be looking at the corner of the number board to see that, up by that far left and far right windshield. So you see that? Every press of F5 does that. 6. So 6, ditch lights on and off. 7. Not seeing what that does. 8. Handles the number boards. And apparently startup, shutdown. Oh, maybe, yeah. So it's handling both of those. It's kind of like number boards and startup shutdown, I guess. Nine, not seeing anything with that. We're going to go to 10 now. It's like air let off maybe. Now 11's pretty cool. I got to show you this. So 11 is the radiator fans turning. That's a really cool feature. Really only seen on Aurora miniatures models so far. And they're pretty quiet as well. I'm not hearing a bunch of noise. So that's pretty cool also. So we'll go ahead and move this at 1 speed step here. And it just glides along the track. So very smooth. Pick it up, you hear the prime mover kick up a little bit. There's flange squeal is one of the functions. That's 4 speed steps there. Kicking the reverse here. See all those lift rings up top? Those are pretty cool. Separate detail. Hear the flange squeal. Really cool locomotive. And that is it operating at slow speed steps there. So if we pick it up a little bit, you can hear the prime mover a little more. As that prime mover notches up. Well, we got the locomotive set here. I'll move it up just a tad so it's closer to the sensors. We're going to go at 1 speed step to see how slow the speed control is in scale miles per hour. You can also get a glance at its operation speed again. It's very smooth at this speed step. So there's not any jerkiness going on or anything like that, which is pretty neat. Prime mover notching up, but we're still at 1 scale, 1 speed step. So it's 0.6 scale miles an hour. Very, very smooth speed control. I'm going to go ahead and do a pull test here on the locomotive. really bites down, and that's over 60 freight cars. I figured since it's a freight locomotive, we better do a pull test. And so about 60-65 freight cars there. Well, that's going to wrap up our look at the Aurora Miniatures SD50F, a Canadian National Locomotive, HO scale, of course. Nice lighting package, nice smooth running details. Love the radiator fan grills that turn, that's very cool. So we'll leave you with a run by. These locomotives hauled freight mostly, so we'll have a little freight run by, and we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Take care.